Hi, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, subscribe, and hype to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get anything from my work, a connected down an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create, please consider supporting my work and not just mine. Everybody else that's in my link section are people I find very amazing, important, and creative. So please check them out. Share the wealth, share the love, Amish mindset, and yeah. AllyKatCreations211.com is my website. In there, you get to see paint and sip paintings and signs and pyramids and gem skulls. Oh my, so many things there. Go check it out. And if you want to buy anything or have commerce with me, please email me. I know it's super inconvenient, but it's just me and you. No third party, no fees, and it's just easier for me to do that. I have channel memberships. There you guys get to be a part of my raffle. I don't have it downstairs, but you're getting a similar, not this one, but a similar pyramid to that one. Go check out my post section on my YouTube link, on my YouTube channel. You go to posts and it'll show you and ways that you can be a part of my raffle. That's next Friday. God, guys, we'll talk about time. We're not there yet. But you also get special emojis, oracle card readings. I do over an hour. It's a lot. And it's a lot of information for a small selection of people. And I'm sure that everybody that gets a reading from that pulls something out that they can utilize in their life for healing, for moving forward, to getting direction. Spirit always guides those. So go check that out. 4D gets to work with me exclusively on my content. I didn't get there. Oh, so much to go through. But there's a lot going on in Allison's paradigm. But I'm going to kind of revamp a little bit of episode 2, and that's the quantum and spiritual paradigm that I am making courses out of. And you guys, of course, regular viewers, get to see them after 4D gets to say, hey, I don't understand this, or hey, I want more of this. So we're going to go into that a little bit more. We're getting there. It's a task. It's a task. How is everybody? Hi, Scott. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Ashmaya. All of those lovely folks are getting free entries into my raffle because they're channel members. So it's not expensive. It's worth the value. Way worth the value. So go check that out. Guys, it's April 7th already. What the F? Bananas! Bananas. It's already April 7th. How? Time is eluding all of us. I don't know. For me, it's like, how? Is next week my birthday already? How? My spring break didn't even feel like a break. I started a course, still going through it. It's a long, like, diploma kind of thing, so it's not like a 4 to 5 hour breeze. It's a lot of work, so I'm doing as much as I possibly can to do that and knock them out as fast as possible because summer is coming and I need a job. Weather today mucho frío, really cold. It was 30 something degrees today. Actually, my phone gives me the better. Right now, it feels like it's 33 degrees. 30. It's April 7th. What the F? What the F? Still having this, but I haven't really been coughing much. Knock on the fiberboard desk that I have here. I am hoping that it's on its outs. Trusty sip today. And then anybody, Schumann, hi, however night, hi, hello. What goes on? And there was in a little elusive black slashy doodles right after that big spike overnight. And then I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it. Frequencies is 7.73, but I woke up, it was like 8.6. What? It was high. Oh, the blackout happened in the electromagnetic field. I knew we had one. I knew it. Look at that, baby. Woo! Woo! We had a blackout. I've been noticing these. I don't know about you, but effing sakes, the other night I did not sleep. And I was off yesterday. And instead of going car shopping or just car looking, I just had no ambition to leave the house. It was cold. I was exhausted and I couldn't do it. I just really couldn't do it. I got a lot of my coursework done. Yay. But yeah, I'm exhausted today too. I had to go to work today. Hi, Steven. Yeah, I had to go back to work today. Oh, was it fun? Really not. I listened to, I got home, I made something to eat. I played with Freya a little bit, and then I was gonna go on a little bit earlier. Oops. I gotta watch where my chair goes. Doing my best to get down here a little earlier, and that there was none of that. Just none of it. So Allison's also doing stuff in the background. I did not do the course, but I've been compiling fur babies and I've been asking people to email me photos. I am going to do a little. Hang on. So Allison's also looking at the avenue of merch. Just a little bit. I'm looking at different avenues of expression, but here's the adventures of Freya and Lil Thor, the superhero cats. I'm going to make a background here. I have to obviously condense it if it's a book cover, but we'll see. And we're just going to go really quickly. How cute, how adorable, how adorable. Look at how cute. I got to do a lot more of these guys. But lots of Auntie Amy's. There's I have more from Ash Maya I have to add in here. It's just that's just a little quick view, quick. I'm getting the photos. So what I'm doing with that is I'm doing the photos and I'm taking them off my phone and putting them in Canva. Not everything translated. Hi, Auntie Amy. Not a lot of that translated just yet. So what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to keep the memory down on my laptop, I'm giving it down here, but then I could work on Canva on my laptop so that I don't have to run back and down and up and down. And so that's what I've been doing. So I'm getting there. So if you didn't see yours yet, it's coming. Allison's working. That was a lot of what I was trying to do yesterday was like get photos off my phone and make and revamp. Um, I'm also thinking about making a coloring book of them too. There's a lot of Allison being entrepreneurial, taking the ram by the horns and like running with my ideas. It's just execution and getting it done and finding the avenue of the best give and take, if that makes sense. So I'm looking into everything, but at least in the moment, I'm compiling the information that I want, and then I'm gonna take the backgrounds that I made and paintings that I made, and add them in the background so there's background and it's not just like squares and triangles. So there is going to be a lot of different things going on. That's just like bare bones. But at least I have something mapped out a bit. I'm really excited because Doppelganger, Ireland Little Thor. Look how cute! Look at the baby. Look at the face. I can't blow this up, otherwise I would. Look at the baby. That's Ash Maya's Little Thor. No Little Thor today. I have my window open. If I see a little fuzzy black butt crossing my window, I can go upstairs really quick. But no Little Thor. He did come on Easter. He did come. He looks like he had like a scruff. I didn't see blood so much as just missing fur, but I didn't see any cuts. And it was hard because when I tried to put the camera out this way to get a like a video or a picture of him, and he did like the cat dropped the cucumber and the cat jumps back. He did one of those. And I don't know what's traumatized him. Oh, they definitely do. That's his doppelganger. So yeah, that I'm still every day I have like a little bit of a cap on how many photos I could revamp. And then the ones that look like 3D lifelike, those have like a watermark on it. Really hard to get off. So we'll figure it out. Allison's just going about her creativeness and doing what I can to get a lot of these pictures up. And then they're going to go on adventures, and I might just, the first book might just introduce those two. And then they're going to go see their fur family, whether they're in heaven or in person. Um, yeah. I'm also looking at, I'm just going to do it this way on my phone, Miss Ashmaya. Look at that baby! Look at the baby! Look at the baby! Look at that little paw! I know there's glare. It sucks, but look how cute. I freaking love it. Still looks very far away. But yeah, like little Freya like that, it has a water thingy on it. Devastating. Devastating. But I'm really excited. I got that sorted out sort of yesterday, just started the process of doing it. And I'm gonna make a couple of books. It's not just gonna be the one and done, it's gonna be adventures. So each one they're gonna go on an adventure. I think the one where they're gonna visit all the doggies and kitties in person, they're gonna portal through, they're gonna see some ghosts, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's not that scary," and then they're gonna see the babies with the angels, and then and the babies that are alive, and it's gonna be adorable. Um, I just have to get it really meaningful looking. And I think that's going to be like a very heartfelt, but also meaningful for a child to read it, to go, oh, there's ghosts and there's nothing to be scared of. And look what happens when little Thor and Freya go on an adventure and they're seeing their fur friends that are in heaven over the Rainbow Bridge. Nothing to be afraid of. You know, hearing the little bump in the night, something's moving, they hear a bark bark or meow, and and where did it come from? And then they portal through and here they are. And then all your babies, whether they're alive or not, they're gonna go on adventures. So it's all about like figuring out wording and figuring out how to put that all together to make it like cohesive visually. So I'm still working on all of that. Because it's free AI, I have to be choosy and picky, but at the same time, like opened to what they give me. Yeah, I'm excited. And I'm looking at like spring tea and there's another one, Zazzle, that they can do the prints on shirts and mugs. Like I was thinking about that. The books I'm gonna probably have to do also outsource. But like for my artwork, I'm selling my artwork, like what I make here. Stuff that I need, t-shirts and mugs and whatever else I decide to do, I have to have a third party be, hi, El Sunray. I have to have a third party be involved because that is the shipping and then like over the summer I'd be fine with that, but if I'm doing courses and I don't know what's going on in my life, you know, it's one of those things. And I took a lot of supplements, FYI. So don't mind me. Hi, El Sunray. I hope your hubby's doing good. Okay, let's check these out, Miss Ashmai. Give me a sec. I have to kind of like refresh my shit. Here is Ashmaya was so nice blow these up for us. Here is Ireland Little Thor. Mr. Ere. Mr. Little Thor doppelganger in Ireland. And there is a better close-up of the little cutie patootie. Adorable. Thank you, Ashmaya. I'm gonna use these too. I'm gonna make Little Thor like, what? I'm seeing a mirror image of me. What? Why do you think, Stephen? So you didn't waste everything is experience and learning. There's no waste. I could tell you, out of all the things I have ever done, I have never mastered a damn thing. Besides doing my artwork. Hi, Arnie. Let's just be real. You got to put the action into motion to have a cause and effect in this life. Spirit isn't going to do the work for you. And if my angels and all the entities up there that channel through me were wanting me to be successful, they could make me like a Bashar and I could go, and I could just spew shit out of my mouth, and I could do that, but I don't choose to. That doesn't feel authentic to me. That's other people doing that, and I'm not here to lead somebody down a hole that they're not ready to go down. Not my cup of tea. So I don't channel like that. If I were to do if I were to be a medium, like if I tapped into that ability, there's a million people out there that do it differently. Not that say I'm not confident. That's not my modality of service. My service is talking reality, holy shit time, and doing this, which is I'm gonna make shirts and mugs and who knows what else that is out there with Little Thor and Freya. Of course, it's half my work. I'm gonna make books. I'm doing a course. Like, I'm putting action into motion because I need an end result. I tried that with the art curriculum that didn't go so well. But things are changing, things are different, energies are different. For sure. Holy crap, guys. Schumann. Like, it's April 7th. I'm mind-bogged. My mind's fried. How is it April 7th already? How? My birthday's next week. And I'm feeling it too. How? It's like this. Every day. Snap, done. Day's done. That sounds really good. Steven, I wish you would, I honestly wish you would accept it's you and nothing outside of self. But you came down here for a third dimensional existence. Like, you signed up to do this. Like, your soul, your oversoul chose this. I had to come to grievance with that too. I had to come into an acceptance that I chose this earth life as a human, and I got to play this role out on this earthly amazing plane. But I'm doing it with all of you, and it's amazing. As much as it does suck and it is not fun to be in the game, Like there's a lot of facets of us already. You're already doing that. You're doing that in your light body, in your other selves. You're doing that. You don't need, nothing is outside of you. Those entities are you. But they're also other people. It's not just you encompassing Osiris. It's you encompassing with other thousands of people that encompass that. And it's infinite. Oh yes, he does. And it's really good. Oh my gosh, the allergies up here with the corn and they're starting already up here. Like they're like getting the land ready. I don't think they can plant yet. It's still really, really, really cold here. It's 33 degrees. It's still cold. Um, Once again, AI is going to be a part of the paradigm, whether you can use it and choose to use it. But a lot of people's jobs are going down the can, and if they don't adapt, but via good intentions, are not going to get there. I can't plant yet, though I'm going to say my elderberry tree is blossoming. It's starting to bloom. Very excited about that. But otherwise, putting anything in the soil, yeeps. Yes, you do. And just accept it and forgive it on this level. You don't, when you get higher up and you transcend, you'll have a bigger picture. We only have a very limited picture right now. Like even for myself, like I'm aware of other selves. I'm aware of my light body the most. I'm aware of other dimensional selves that are out there, but not in a full capacity, just in I get a little snapshot here and there of these other things. But the totality of what I exist as, I don't know. I don't know if I want to know the whole smackdown. That's scary. Oh gosh. Yeah, you got to get some rest. So, Allison has a vending event on Saturday. So I have to figure out also channel member readings. I used a lot of Arnie's cards in that. We got some dragon action going on and some unicorn action. Yeah. Yeah, you can reconcile with it, but at the end of the day, I agree with that to an extent, Mars. But the forgiveness really comes from within because it really, if someone doesn't forgive you, whatever, you have to forgive yourself because it's a frequency. I might have to report this. I'm not really excited about that. But let's see. Oh, this is the hard part. Gentle. Yes, baby. Woo! It's a heart with gems. It's a heart. You know what goes into this heart? A card, a picture, business cards. It's a heart. I got a vending event and I got to make a few more of these before Saturday. And I need a new work table. It's not. I mean, divine neutrality can be taken in a few ways. Like, there is good and evil. I see beyond. And it's not to say I don't choose a side. It's just I look at the expansion of how things are working and running in the stories and the narratives and the programs within each paradigm. And then I navigate around all of that, right? Because there's always a reason and a purpose for things happening. We just sometimes don't see the expanded viewpoint, and we are always a suspect to. Here's an example. I ask certain people to rip me a new one, to smash me to smithereens, to cause me pain and suffering. I ask that of another person in a contractual form. Then I come in, I forget that I made that contract. That person enters life, everything is hunky dory. And then all of a sudden, it's like, let's get ready to fuck you up and cry. And my heart breaks. And I asked for that, but I had no awareness that I asked for such things. We asked for all, we wrote it in because we needed a soul lesson that another person outside of us needed to give to us. And that's where the forgiveness has to come from, is with yourself, that you didn't know that you signed up for circumstances that seemed like a fucking crazy train. I say that to myself all the time. I wrote this story. I wrote these circumstances. They're not comfortable. Somewhere in 5 to 10 years from now, I will look back on this time and go, that was the fucking lesson I missed in the moment. Now, I'm not saying you got to forgive right away. If someone really hurt you, did some traumatic thing to you, I get it. It's hard to detach your emotions to that circumstance that caused you trauma and pain. But at the end, and when time passes by, you can go, that was what I was supposed to learn. Not feed the emotional state to that pain anymore, and forgive, because in that forgiveness you release it, and it no longer takes rent in your brain or comes back up subconsciously to bite you in the ass somewhere down the line. There's some copper in there. See, non-duality, like the divine neutrality and non-duality are two different things. They're similar in a lot of ways and not similar in others. Oh, I need a... Because at the end of the day, I legitimately work for Source, in my estimation. We all do. But some of us are aware of our assignments than others. Ooh. Krynite, blue Krynite. Throat chakra. I have my shaver somewhere. I mean, think of this. Elsa, yeah, it depends. I mean, we orchestrate our contracts to subconsciously act. So we're not really like in the moment, your reaction is your higher self making you do that reaction, because in that is the contract and why you're here. I mean, we think we have a lot of control, and this is something that I had to also, because I had the very same thoughts that you did, Mars. It's don't think that I didn't. It took me a long time to really integrate a lot of the things that I now implement that make, and I, again, that's how I perceive. That's not how you perceive, and that's great. Um, the thoughts that come in your head to say, well, now, sometimes it is yours to fix. Are you going to act on it? Are you going to get an intuitive ping, intuitive, to do something, to fix it, to say, I'm sorry, to say, I make amends with another or with yourself? And sometimes we're meant to go hands off and leave things be, give some things time to even keel over and come at it in a different mindset, to come in and view it in a different perspective. Oh, Arnie, absolutely. Right. And we all define, but Stephen, like if we look at narcissists and we look at all these things, they're just a mechanism of psychology. I mean, who hasn't had a narcissistic tendency? We all have all those archetypes within us. It's what comes out when, and how do we utilize these things? We're all different. We're all different, and it's up to you and your higher self to act accordingly to what your contract dictates to another person. We're allowed to make mistakes and learn from them. That's why we're here. We're allowed to experience whatever we need to come in here and fix, and we're here for this now moment to shift it. And a part of that alchemization is learning how to forgive and let go. Not to say that's an easy task. It absolutely isn't. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you how difficult that is. I know. And we're all here to experience these lessons differently so Source can know itself and how to do it differently. That's why we're all very unique expressions of it. Here's another necklace, little gemmies in there. So it looks nice and clear on the bottom, but watch this. I stopped comparing myself to other people in certain aspects. I can't say in all. A long while ago. I'm a unique expression. I own it. I eat it, and I'm okay with it. I mean, it's human nature to compare. It's frosty. Woo. I definitely got to shave this one down though. This one might kill me. I still have like, I have to sand some of this down. I'm gonna say, Stephen, there's a lot more people, believe it or not, they don't really talk about it. And that's kind of the reason why I'm glad that you do, because it's giving other people the allowance that, hey, it is okay to make those claims and it is okay to think those things. And that goes for everybody. I'm glad you guys are contributing to the chat. I think it's very important. We all view the world differently. We all create a reality differently, but we're all here together to help others who are not as cognizant to the other side, to the possibilities, potentialities that exist. And all of you are bringing that to the table, and it's really important. It gives other people permission. It's a skull, and it's going to hurt. I might bleed. Yeah, this is why some of these, yeah, the mold. I need new molds. These shits are expensive. I'm all serious. Mars and Steven, I'm telling you, you guys add a lot of value, and I thank you for that. I think it's very important that we all have our ways of viewing the world. And it's unique and it's different. And someone out there eventually one day will see this and look at the comments and go, wow, those people are thinking like I am. I'm not alone. That's why I do this. Because it's not just me, you guys are also contributing to the expansion that other people might not align with what I'm saying, but they might see the chat and go, holy crap, I'm not alone. And that feeling for someone else might, like some of you too, like tell me all the time you're on the brink of not wanting to be here anymore, or like you're giving up, or you're feeling like very frustrated. And there might be somebody that's on the brink that your message, your comment saves somebody. I would agree with that. I'm giving mercy to myself right now. I have to use my muscles. Muscle power. I don't know why this skull does not come out clear on top. I don't know. I think it's the mold itself. It's a patriotic skull. And look what's on the bottom. Sunglasses. and some brass. Woo! Gotta fix this bottom though. It's a floating skull. Thank you. I have a few of them. I am not ever selling this one though. I am not selling this guy. Bullets for brains. But I got to get smaller shells. I do have smaller shells. But I have to go through my my going to the range bag, because I take all the shells off the floor. I recycle. I do. Chicken! Buck buck! Chicken chicken! Buck buck! Chicken, the buck buck buck! Chicken chicken! Chicken chicken! Buck buck! Thank you. I'm getting in my creative juices. I am Mars, and I agree with that. That is why I like my shadow work. A lot of people don't understand, like, so very much like Steven, like a few years ago, when I started getting the aha moment of I'm light and dark, and I got dual vibrations going on at the same time. Usually spiritual people like raise your frequency and it's only positive love and light, and I'm like, what? But I kind of went along with it, not like just not giving my power away, but not understanding why, when the dark one, Hillel, came through me as so much, and I didn't understand why, and it was like not frightening to me, but like, why me? And then later on, I got the other archangel of the light that came through me, and it's like, yeah, because you are both. You're balanced. You need your wolf on the dark side to be fed. You can't just not give the dark wolf food. It's always like you got to feed the wolf scenario. It has to be yin and yang. It has to be equal. You got to understand, like, I could be a Cuntosaurus Rex. I could be the biggest bitch bastard ever to somebody. I could be a horrific person to another, and I have, unbeknownst to my ignorance. I could play that role really fucking well. I just choose not to, but I know it's within me. I know the dark aspects of myself, and I come to terms with them. I balance it out. You still need your ego in 3D. That's how you survive. That ego can be an asshole, though. I'm not like, like, yeah, once you choose, it has to come out of a place of balance. Everything needs to be balanced. Just like the movement right now that a lot of people are like, oh, it's about the divine feminine. Yeah, and it's also about balancing your divine masculine as well. Sure, it's about the woman coming in, but it's also about the patriarchal complex of, yeah, women have masculinity too, and sometimes there's too many women in their masculinity and not their feminine, and there's a lot of men in their feminine not balanced enough with their masculine, and it needs to be blended coherently. Right. And that's why I stopped watching television. I'm not, unless I'm at someone's place and they put Netflix on or put like a movie on, I'm not wrapped up in the news. Or if you play Trivial Pursuit with me, I fail. I can't answer half of those questions unless they're from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. There's no me answering any of Trivial Pursuit questions about pop culture and any of that nonsense. I don't never have wrapped myself up in that shit. I don't idolize people. I don't put people on podiums. We're all equal. And during this collective shift, I'm still seeing a lot of people falling into the traps, into the narratives, into the programs, and feeding things where, hey, you want to watch the news and you want to watch your feeds, that I'm fine. I'm not judging you. Just objectively watch or look at it and entertain it, but don't absorb it because you're not trying to feed any side. I'm here collapsing a wave function with many of you to shift the bitch into another reality where none of this exists, where we don't have to worry about crap or abundant. You still have to work for your shit, but guess what? Everything's equal footing, equal playing field. The opportunities are not going to be confined to 5 people getting a job. There's going to be multiple scenarios where everybody can fit into where their best and highest belongs. Else, all right, cool. Black isn't, I wear black all the time. It's my color. I have army green on too. I have given up on, so I've always fallen into the program where my parents said I have to have this X, Y, and Z, and I always defied it and never did it. Like my mom was always pressuring me to get pregnant and have a baby and get married. That was her thing because she was old and that was her generational's paradigm. You got married, you got a good career, you get the house. That's a program. That's a narrative. I defied all of that. I'm going to be 43 next week and I'm not married. Yeah, sure, I have a house, but it was because of them and their savings that I got fucking lucky. I won the jackpot in that regard. Can I keep it? I don't know. But I defy a lot of different social norms by far. I'm not the terminology of social norm 3D. I'm not successful whatsoever. I would be considered a starving artist. I'd be considered nothing to the paradigm in which I'm creating. I'm very highly successful. My language of abundance doesn't add up to having $1 million in my bank account. It's just being happy and content and seeing others happy and content. Yeah, sure. We, in a third dimensional sense, have to play the game like everybody else to eat and to function. Money always runs out. It doesn't last forever. And you're not taking it to your grave either. Yeah, I never got into Jeopardy. Um, I'm not good at those questions. I'm just not good, and I'm not good on the spot with things either. It takes me time to absorb information. Like I read a book and many of these I won't give away because I reread my stuff to get a deeper understanding of it. I read The Law of One. This is going on twice. Ashiana Dean is way too long and a lot very overly complicated, but I listen to a lot of lectures and a lot of people that read also, so I get their take and it makes sense for me. Um, Neville Goddard, I've read some stuff of his online. I wish I had the books with me. Um, I don't glorify anybody or anything. Yeah, sure. I used to be like that in some aspects, but I don't idolize anybody, never have. I mean, you're giving your power away, especially to presidents and monarchies and people that hold some sort of power. They're positioned there because we allowed it. Even if our vote never counted, at least in America and probably half of the world, your vote never counted. A lot of these people were installed, in my estimation, my opinion. It's to me, it's a movie that we're watching. I shut the channel off a long time ago. I'm tuning my nervous system for bigger and better. And the more of us that get off that train of having to prove other people wrong or right, there is no right or wrong because everybody's level of perception and everybody's truth is different. And my truth is not going to supersede anybody else's. It's just the way I perceive the world. And that's unique to me. And that's what makes us all beautiful. It's coming together and understanding that and going, oh, we're all source. Oh, let's shift and do it together with love and compassion and say, hey, it's okay to be different. It's okay to think different. It is. Too many people are placed and stuck in their ego. And they haven't balanced their light and their dark yet. That's the hard part. Yes. Truth is a frequency. So we individually create our reality, but we also co-create it with all within the script of our consented, beautiful contracts to have this 3D experience. We did on a humanitarian, humanity, holistic, organic sort of level, we all said we're going to have this experience together and let's write it together. We all forgot that we did. That's why a lot of people could claim what's going on politically and what's happening now in our world is a movie. That's a projection that people say. And I kind of believe that to an extent because a lot of things have been scripted. And a lot of people have already like inserted a lot of this stuff in predictive programming a long time ago, and now it's playing out because we gave consent to it. Now that we're not giving our consent anymore to the TV, television, and to tuning into different channels and finding which frequency vibes with us the best, there's going to be thousands of people on that frequency that vibe with you. It's just navigating how to get out, like Truman Show it. Like take our last bow and go, hi, bye guys. I'm gonna go in this locality. I'm gonna go explore that dimension and that density. And about yes, sure. But how do you create that here? There are people right now that are going off grid, that are buying plots of land and literally Amishing it. There's places around the world that are people are doing that. We're still in a system. That's the problem. We still live in a system with taxes and money involved, and but there are people who are literally buying land outright, whatever their mechanisms are, and they're building their own houses and their own food and having their own culture, their own schools. There are plenty of people doing this, and they're collectively doing it with others and inviting others to come. Uh, it's very much what was in Owaspy at the end, where there's tribes of people that are going off and doing their own thing. And then those tribes will, hey, like we're doing food, are you doing weaving and making clothes? We'll trade with you. We're going back to that to an extent. We just got to find what meshes well with you. Yeah, I mean, that's the part that we need to shift. And that's where the past cannot repeat itself. And that's where the loop needs to end, that we start spiraling up. Taking that taken or destroyed is taken off the table. That everybody's going to respect, and that's hard because you're still going to live in contrast. Contrast isn't going away. It's going to start fading a bit. There's still going to be evil players. If it's not BlackRock and if it's not these entities monopolizing the energy sector, it's going to be something else. There's always going to be something else to replace the deemed evil, the deemed controller or having power over. But it's up to the people now to rise and to decide to take their power back. And it starts individually. And it's starting to happen. We just had a major shift happen today. Alexander Quinn doesn't just talk out of his tushy, and he doesn't just pop on and do videos all the time. And I'm some of his stuff I'm like wishy-washy with, and other stuff like I'm on board with. This is huge. And why am I saying this is huge? Because the time that it's happening in, and also happened in the sun. We had a blackout in the electromagnetic field. A little one, not the banana nuts. It's not going to show it. Supposedly, I missed it, but I was showing you guys like the other day that I was like, how is this possible? Something is going towards the sun. Well, a comet, supposedly, or a being, an alien mothership, decided to get into the portal, the low guy. Whether you believe in flat, whether you believe in whatever paradigm you believe in, try not to yawn, guys, but it came out. Allison's trying to find something. Hang on. Oh. Certain things are finally coming on. Yeah, it's not going to show because it already happened. It won't. I don't have the tool to go back. But there was hit the sun and it created a ripple in a unseen wave that it is on our watch. And the next couple, so because we have 6 planets, I want to say even 7 at the moment, not in retrograde. Whether you believe in astrology or not, there's a lot of energy collectively compounding all of us. For those of us who have awareness, that are awake, that are expanding consciously, we're starting to get the understanding of how to create our own reality, but including humanity. The more of us that put the frequency out there, more people pick up on the frequency subconsciously. And now it's starting to actually go a little quicker, where our roots are already down and we got the shoot coming up and the flower is starting to formulate. Now there's people that are just shooting out of the ground going, what the fuck? And that's via the gift of watching the news and understanding the distractions, understanding the falsehoods. It's happening. It's going to escalate in the next year. This is we chose humanity, in my estimation, has chose the slower rollout of things because a lot of other people weren't there yet, and a lot of us are here to help rescue some souls, and we want to do that job to the fullest of our extent. It's not just, oh, let's shift the bitch onto 4D and make it positive love and light. Sure, but it's how we do it and how we get there. Our souls need that process. One onion, girl. What? I want an onion. I need garlic and onion. I mean, Google. A recent NASA mission video from the Artemis 2 mission has sparked widespread fake mission claims due to technical glitches in the live broadcast. There's a few other poor streaming quality. One of the astronauts on an interview with a kid, I think, said that they're shooting in Maine. You know, like I say to everybody about yeah, Mars. Bob Marley is amazing. And a lot of these people that told you so, told you so a long time ago. We just don't apply what they have said because it's a song and oh, it feels and sounds great. But like if you go back to a lot of musicians and read the lyrics and put a lot of context in the time and now, it makes sense. Like I tell people all the time, go and read 1984 again and put it in today's context. Put 1984 in today's context. For anybody out there that has the tinfoil hats, read it again. Giddy up, baby. Giddy up, Buttercup. Amy, you're so adorable. Yeah, oh, I can. I'm that asshole that can. I'm that asshole. If you turn into a zombie, in the love and light, may your soul be reinstated into the heavens. Pew pew away. I saw this earlier. Nothing in your life has been random. Not the person who broke your heart, not the job that ended, not the door that closed without warning, not even the moments you still don't fully understand. You think you were unlucky. You think you chose wrong. You think you should have seen it coming. But every encounter exposed something. Every ending revealed something. Every disappointment stripped something back. Some people arrive to awaken you. Some arrive to test your boundaries. Some arrive to show you exactly what you will never tolerate again. And yeah, some came to hurt you. But even that pain carved clarity. Even that loss sharpened your self-worth. You weren't being punished, you were being refined. Growth rarely feels graceful when it's happening. It feels like confusion. It feels like loss. It feels like the ground shifting under your feet. But nothing was wasted. Every lesson stretched your capacity. Every fracture widened your heart. Every time you chose to keep going, something stronger in you took shape. Stop labeling your story as good or bad. It was necessary. It was forming you. Trust the unfolding. Trust the timing. Trust that the same force that dismantled what no longer fit is the one building what does. Life is not happening against you. It's happening through you. And you are becoming exactly who you are meant to be. Once we can accept this truth, you don't have to. But this, for me, makes a shit ton of sense. I mean, is the moon real? Is it outside of our firmament? I'm not a religious person by any stretch of the imagination, but there's too many people that have been close to the circle. Game of Thrones kind of told you about what's beyond the wall. Even Truman Show is like you're exiting the stage. Dark City, same thing. Until John tuned in a whole beach for everybody to experience, everything was confined in a cube. Go watch Dark City. It's in a phenomenal movie. And it's just a little before the Matrix. So it was giving a lot of alien vibage and control, simulation away. It was doing a lot of that. Oh, girlfriend, have fun with those chicken tenders. We love you. We love you, Miss Amy. And I'm so excited to add your babies to my little book. So excited. Oh, they're coming up. El Sunray, I'm so glad to hear that. They should be up here in another week or two. I really do. I love hummingbirds. I have to get new hummingbird feeders for my backyard. My backyard looks like a war zone hit it. My pool has to be knocked down. I don't know when I'm putting it in its place, but it gotta go. I'm over it. Um, my deck is falling apart. The windstorm, I had a windstorm last year that took down my gazebo and my greenhouse. Dunzos. My yard looks like crap. But I'm gonna get it back to best. I'm gonna get my yard back to best. Today, the universe is saying if you have been lying awake while the world sleeps, feeling exhausted yet unable to fully rest, if your body feels like it is vibrating, your nerves are buzzing, your bladder is clearing more than usual, your mind is foggy, yeah, I'm in major brain fog, and you feel half in this world and half somewhere beyond it, know this. Your body is not betraying you. It is translating you. These energies are moving through the nervous system, the crystal body, and the energetic field, like a greater inner tide, flushing what has been stagnant, purging density, clearing emotional residue, and recalibrating the physical vessel so it can hold more of the true soul frequency. Yes, I'm going through it. Besides doing my woman changes, I meant like that. I'm doing it young, by the way, but I already started the pause. I'm in the pre-stages. Brain fog is real, and I don't like it. It makes me upset and frustrated beyond belief. The nerve pain, my hormonal disbalance is banana nuts, and it ain't fun being me. It's uncomfy. But I take into account I am recalibrating. I know many of you are feeling very similar. I wanted to read this. Oh. Yeah, I gotta start my stuff, because if you are already seeing that and you're like, you're way further south than I am, but they're eventually making their way up. I do too. And I get a lot of birds. I have to stock up on my bird feed. Those babies, I love hummingbirds. I thought this was an interesting fun fact. It's not a fact. It's just mindful science and facts. I would love to paint like this. Relational quantum mechanics proves there is no single objective true state of the universe. Observer A might see a particle in state X, while observer B, who hasn't interacted with it yet, sees in a superposition. The relational approach is currently solving the biggest headache in physics, quantum gravity. The old way, trying to fit quantum particles into a fixed background of space. The 2026 way, space itself is seen as a relation. If there are no interactions between 2 points, distance doesn't exist between them. The emergent web. Space-time is literally woven out of the entangled relations between particles. If you unrelate two particles, the space between them physically vanishes. Hi, Sparky. Interesting. So for anybody out there in the movements of the 17th letter, did we just hit our surprise? It ain't happening. The near-death experience, was that just that just got put off the table? Was that the near-death? I don't know. Anybody could speculate. There's no bombies going off tonight. I actually also grind, and I don't really have real teeth to be grinding anymore. OMG. I don't know if Arnie's still on, but we're gonna just hang on. I gotta mute. Hang on. Okay, now my audio can come back on. For anybody that is a fan of Arnie's work, he just put out a new music video, and look how stinking cute this is. Stinking cute. Go follow Arnie Layton. Look how pretty. I would wear such a dress if I were to get hitched. And I would put my hair in a similar little. I like this. Look how pretty that is. So go support Arnie. His work is awesome. His music is phenomenal. Some of it is not in my genre base, like I old school rock and stuff. Some of it is like, but like his stuff is great. So go follow him. Ooh. Anybody's body hurting right now? I just got one of those waves of pain. Waves of pain. Got a wave of pain. Interesting. Hi, the big meanie. I'm getting there. Don't you worry. I'm going to show a couple of things. So here's Arnie's link. Hi, the big meanie. This is Arnie's link. And this is, I'm going to show you his channel. Give me a second. I love supporting people that support me. I've had Arnie on this show as a guest a bunch of times. Look, there I am with Jesse. But he has a lot of music video here. There's his website. Go subscribe to Arnie. He also supports me. Look, he puts me out on his posts. He also does we're going to go to her channel next. Sid's channel. So go support the people that support me. I'm also going to put copy. And this is Divine Sunflower Tarot. This is Miss Sid's page. She does live readings, and you can ask questions. She doesn't charge. I mean, it's always nice to give somebody of course she does take super. No! I got cards flying. Hang on. I got cards flying everywhere. Not the best place for them. Yeah, she does a lot of readings. She does collectives. She does a lot of different stuff. She does a lot of shorts. I really enjoy her work, and she supports me. I support her. So go check out her phenomenal channel. I like to showcase people when I can. Arnie's amazing. El Senre, I am telling you, it's so I just went back to work today after not having much movement. Like tornado, seriously. Monday was like beautiful outside last Monday. Beautiful outside. Beautiful, but I had to work. So kind of a whole day wasted. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rain, cold, tornadoes, hail, wind, nasty, 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 nasty. Gloomy. Sunday, Easter, everything's closed, but it's so nice outside, but it's freezing. Yesterday was very nice, but also freezing. And when I say freezing, it literally is 31 degrees, 30 degrees. It feels like 30 degrees right now. 30. 30. It's April 7th. Damn it. Today, nicer out, but 30. A body hurts. My body hurts. And I just got the wave that hit me. Like it's a wave. I saw this from, I think it's Live in Frequency. Safety is not a feeling, it's a frequency. And abundance can only enter a body that feels safe enough to receive it. A nervous system in survival cannot hold wealth. It spends it, loses it, repels it, sabotages it. Not because you're failing, because your cells are protecting you from what they haven't learned to hold as safe yet. You cannot think your way into receiving. You have to become safe at the cellular level first. That's where the work lives. I agree with that. But it depends what abundance means to you. I mean, on my end, the abundance that I got is almost gone because I had to take my debt down. But then I won't have to suffer with high interest rates. I'm getting there, guys. We're getting there. I love this because it's something we need to keep speaking into ourselves. Breakthrough after breakthrough, blessing after blessing. You shouldn't expect the unexpected in all good forms. Make yourself the priority this time and know that your new and elevated life is just beginning. You're nowhere near your peak. Truth. Truth. I mean, but about the breakthroughs, you got to create them for yourself. You got to put yourself out there to get the breakthrough. You got to do the work. It just, some things for some people might just occur. But if you don't go get the lottery ticket, is that a breakthrough? If you didn't put the job application out there, is that a breakthrough? For me, finding out my house was a Stargate back 4 years ago. Like, if I didn't go looking for just for random information, like I wouldn't have found that map book and I wouldn't have found the coordinates, and brain didn't compute, but brain computed to go look at the coordinates on a map of my house. Like, what does my location look like? I wouldn't have had that if I didn't put action into motion to have a cause and effect. And this is something I hope that more people take into account. Some endings are necessary for growth. Choosing yourself is a brave and empowering decision. It may be difficult and it may lead to losing some people along the way. And like I said, this is that season where a lot of us are losing a lot of people. But remember, those who truly care about you will support your journey of self-discovery and growth. Surround yourself with those who uplift and encourage you, who celebrate your individuality and respect your choices. It's okay to outgrow relationships that no longer serve your well-being. By choosing yourself, you are honoring your worth and prioritizing your happiness. Embrace this opportunity to create a life that aligns with your values and brings you fulfillment. Trust that the right people will stay by your side, cheering you on as you embrace your authentic self. You deserve to live a life that reflects your true essence. And I feel that many of us are now stepping into that self, where we're empowering ourselves. We're choosing ourselves. And not to say that we don't choose other people to be along for the ride, but those other people in my life, at least, that are deciding to exit left, guess what? I didn't have to do shit. They left. They're not in my frequency. They're out of my locality. Absolutely, Sparky. This is you got to choose yourself. But in doing that, you got to be the model to show others. So, of course, embrace all other people and uplift them too. That's why I just showed Arnie's channel and Sid's channel. They're always helping promote me, and I'm always trying to help promote them. The same thing, I know Scott has his little channel, and a lot of other people are in my links because I care. I want to uplift people. I showed Ashmaya's work, and it doesn't matter if you have a business or not. Just being creative and adding to the conversation, like I was giving Mars and Steven a little while ago, like, hey, I'm happy you're talking out your thinking. This is great. We don't have to agree. But at the same time, there might be somebody later on that watches this show at some point and sees the chat and goes, holy crap, that person thinks like I do. I'm not alone. To be human is to want to be accepted, but you want to be accepted by the right people. And the right people doesn't mean right or wrong. It means the people that are vibing on your frequency, on your wavelength. People that might not quite grasp you, but it gives you it gives you the energy, the respect to go, wow, they're thinking outside of the box. I like that. I want to be more like that. There are some people that are still stuck in the programs and the narratives. They're looking for permission to get out. There are people that are stuck in the same loop of Let's just take my mom. My mom was afraid to go out. She watched television all day long. She fed herself all day long. She is looping every day. She never found that person to give her the permission to empower herself to make a change. To go, wow, I could read something different out of my, I'm reading all these. My mom used to love romance novels. Daniel Steele used to be the biggest, like my mom read just as much as I did, but nothing of gaining any, it's just for her fantasies, not to gain expansion of consciousness. Regardless, my mom didn't do much out of her routine. She had a routine, she stuck with it for half her life. We got to step out and change, make little not little ones, but we do need to start making some significant changes in our lives. For me, I said, fuck this. All right, I can't go really car shopping. The weather is shit. I'm going to do my course. I went on Allison.com for free and chose learning and development, and now I'm taking a course. It's taking forever, but I'm getting a lot out of it. Great. Then I'm like, okay, I could take all the AI photos that I put and start making it, putting it at least in something. So I put Canva out there. Sparky, funny. It's okay to be a goofball too. Am I gonna craft today? I mean, I am demolded stuff. We'll see. There are days that arrive not to pass, but to awaken something in you that has been quietly waiting to rise. And today carries that kind of presence, a rare, almost sacred interruption in the ordinary, asking you to see yourself with a deeper, more uncompromising truth. Look at yourself for a moment. Truly look. You are not here by accident, and you are not moving through life without meaning. There are people tied to your existence, your family, your mother, your father, your sister, your brothers, your grandparents, your loved ones, those who have seen you, those who believe in you, and even those who are no longer physically present but remain with you in ways beyond explanation. They are connected to you becoming. And whether you realize it or not, there is something within you that wants to manifest, not just for yourself, but to make them proud, to shift the story, to elevate what you come from, to change what surrounds you. But the life that is not built in moments of intensity, it is built in what you repeat. The small, consistent patterns you return to every day, the standards you hold or fail to hold. Because patterns are not harmless, they are structuring your reality in silence. Consistency and power, but only when it is directed with awareness. When placed in the wrong routines, it becomes a force of limitation. Yes, you may feel tired. Yes, the weight of everything may sit heavily on you at times. But even in that, look at yourself. You are still here, still capable, still standing at a point where everything can change. And change does not begin when life becomes easier. It begins when you decide that repeating the same patterns is no longer acceptable. And in that moment, your life no longer moves by default. It begins to move by design. Today is not just another day. It is the day you stop repeating what was holding you back and start becoming what will make them proud and claim your own pride. Are you repeating? You got to do different to get different. And it's hard sometimes when you're stuck. I was there for a long time. Got to try. I have failed at just about everything I have ever attempted to put forth in my life. But 3D terminology failure. I tried tattooing. I failed at that. Zumba dance, failed at that. Lifeguarding, it almost killed me. I tried the art scene, failed. And failure is what I wasn't happy. I did not get success. I poured my heart 110% and just kept allowing myself to get disappointed. Sure, I did everything out of fun and out of curiosity and wanting to explore. And sure, I learned a lot. Had hair. I learned a lot. But in third dimensional sense, I was not successful at any of it. I've always just gotten by in life. And I'm done doing that. I'm done living paycheck to paycheck. I'm done not having my little shine in the light. Being the shadow, following, I don't mind following other people's footsteps, but I got to carve my own path. Unconventional and in my own way. And now I'm starting to see the route that I need to take. It took a long time. And it's who's to say it will be successful? Who's going to say that it is deemed this or that? But I'm sure everybody sitting in here in the chat understands where I'm coming from. Like most people have lived paycheck to paycheck. Most people are tired of just living. You want to experience and have fun and have adventures. It's not about working hard and playing hard. At what point do we put down that terminology and leave it in the third dimension? Work in a smarter way so you can have a work-life balance. I like to work. I like working. I just don't like the aspect that there is a dollar amount value placed over my head. And if I don't succeed in the third dimensional sense, that I'm making a difference in children's lives, that doesn't equate to financial success. Interesting, El Sunray. There are some people there. I mean, there are a lot of religious people out there and people that are in the church and in other facets that are happy that you're expanding your knowledge base. 2 seconds, guys. I mean, no one should knock the things that you're interested in. We all have our own success and our viewpoints of what that looks like. And I feel once the world shifts, and it is starting to shift, maybe a lot of us that have these like really amazing ideas can actually put it forth in the ethers and be supported by that mechanism. You know, it's not from an artist's perspective, I can't make people buy my artwork. And I can't expect somebody to buy 1 million of my pieces to keep me fed. It's not realistic or practical. I have a vending event on Saturday. I'm really excited about it, but I'm not expecting to make anything from it. I'm just expecting to show up and put good frequency out there and have a great day and, you know, try to network with people. That's what I like to do. If people buy stuff, great, but it's not a necessary thing. It's not an end all be all for me. And that was before, you know, having money or not. Let's look at the planetary alignment for tomorrow. The warrior, and that is a archetypical card that comes up a lot when I'm pulling those cards. The warrior comes up a lot, and the wild card. If you have been feeling a restlessness building lately without a clear outlet, a sense that something is ready to move but has been waiting for the right moment, or a knowing that change was needed but struggling to locate exactly where to begin, this alignment is the energetic release of everything that feeling has been pointing toward. Mars is a planet of raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Courage, desire, and the primal force that drives decisive action. Uranus is the great awakener, the planet of sudden liberation and radical change that delivers exactly what is needed through the most unexpected route at the most perfectly timed moment. When these two planets work together in a sextile, whatever has felt stuck or uncertain finally finds its direction and moves through it with the speed that alters everything. Mars supplies the courage to act, and Uranus supplies the unexpected opening. Together, they create a moment when knowing what to do and feeling ready to do it arrive at exactly the same time. The strong pull toward a specific person, decision, or direction under this energy is worth following. The idea carrying unusual urgency deserves action rather than deliberation. The impulse to reach out, say yes, or begin something before every detail is unresolved is the most accurate guidance this alignment delivers. A single courageous decision made around this time will tell a story so specific and perfectly constructed that the hand of something greater than coincidence will be completely undeniable. What do you guys think? Is anybody going through these stages? I know I am. Especially in the direction of like, I'm just taking my little big toe and putting it in the pool of like, where do I want my career to pivot? I need a change. I love my babies. I love my kiddos. I do. But it's not putting food on my table. It is not serving me. It's stressful to come home to know that May 30th is coming and I don't have another job secured. What then? I'm hoping this energy churns up more possibilities, potentialities for all of us, not just me. For all of us, I think it's necessary that we acknowledge that this and work it in to our manifesting, collapsing wave functions. This next one, guys. Oh, this is hard for a lot of people. Wanting it confirms you don't have it. The field doesn't respond to what you desire. It responds to what you are. Wanting broadcasts I am without. That's the lack program. Being broadcasts, it's already mine. These are not the same signal. The results prove it. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what your nervous system has accepted as real. Stop wanting it. Start being it at the cellular level. That's all. That's the only frequency that calls it in. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. This is where 4D refinement of language is happening. So let's take this a step back. In your tuning of your nervous system, in superposition, you're choosing an experience you know you already are living. That means you already have it. It's just not in this branching of reality. But that doesn't mean it can't be. If I go into superposition and chose that menu option of Allison arriving at remembering the reality of, I'm in a new car, an SUV. I see it already. I'm not like, oh my God, I got a new car. I'm like, yeah. Jam into my music. Calm as a cucumber. Chilling. Drinking my gin and juice. Lay back. I'm arriving at the reality where my YouTube channel hits 100K subscribers. That takes time and effort and work, but it's already mine. It's already there. It's just an eventuality that will happen if I keep going and don't give up. I'm arriving, remembering the reality in which I have a sovereign, beautiful, romantic partnership. It's already here. It's mine in this branching of reality. I'm arriving at the reality. I'm observing the reality where I pivot my career and I am making six figures. I have a book. I have the things that make me happy and content to wake up and motivate myself each and every day to live the best life ever. Use your words wisely. Sure. Do I want a day off? I can take a day off if I choose. You have to broadcast what is already yours. Because in superposition, it's already there. You just got to densify it down into this branching of reality because it's coming from a higher dimensional space that has to densify down. That does, and that still also equates you putting action into motion in third density. This is where we're at. We're in the third dimensional body to get a cause and effect. You can't just sit there, pick your nose, pop your popcorn, and watch the movie. Yeah, sure, it's going to play out. It's great. Are you going to be the impassive observer, just sitting there going, yeah, this is great? Or are you going to be the active observer, observing everything you already have and then making a pathway to obtaining it? I got spirit activity over here. What choice are you making? And it doesn't matter what age you're at and what your life circumstances are at. Implement the language. And it's not false hope either. I chose a self that is starting to merge with me right now. That I know I can't doubt in my head. My ego cannot say, who are you fucking kidding, bitch? What are you talking about? There's no negative self-talk in the things that I know I already have. There is no negative self-talk. Sure. Are there going to be obstacles thrown at me? Sure. Is there going to be relationships, friendships, romantic situations that are going to be very tense and very fucked up? And then, yeah, my soul still wrote a contract. It still has to play out a story, but from what potentiality does it have to grow and thrive is sky's the limit from that higher perspective. It's the learning lesson in all of that is how do you react to these things and how do you tune yourself and refine it. Sure, in my other selves, my past, I did not react in the best ways. I did not have delivery in the best ways. I wasn't coming from, I was still coming from a staticky frequency. So my response was not beautiful. It wasn't smooth. But that's why we're here. We're here to refine, recalibrate, and better ourselves. But if we don't give ourselves the chance to improve, refine, and recalibrate, and know that you have better potential and you can empower yourself to get there. You're in the lack survivor mindset. And that's where a lot of humanity is sitting at. They don't understand they're in a program. They don't understand there's a narrative being steered at them. We have the advantage. So take advantage of it. El Sunray, it's really interesting you said exorcist. That's been showing up a lot. I'm missing one of my books too. I'm a little pissed. I have to figure out where it went. That exorcist thing is coming back a lot. That's been in my feeds lately. But from a priest perspective, a Catholic priest, to put it that way, everything that's not Catholic is a demon. A demon is a thought form we create. The negative energy that we feed into the ether, into the field, the quantum field, all those negative little asshole like answers that we give, all the I'm gonna kill somebody, all of that. Yeah, we need to get it out. We need to release it, sure. But unconsciously, that feeds these thought forms that have been here forever. And then they come and they play with us. See, I like I said, I'm divine neutral, but I know there's good and evil. I just don't feed into the paradigm like that anymore. I try not to, at least. Hang on, let me mute 2 seconds. Here's another friend that comes in, frequents this channel. This is Michael Zinn, the live stream of consciousness. This is on his Facebook, but you can go to his YouTube channel and follow him. He had Jennifer Rose, a psychic medium, on his show, and she's pretty phenomenal. So go check out Michael's channel. He's awesome. Hang on, another one. This was on, I think, yesterday, 2 days ago. That's Buckshot and our friend Janine, Ripples of Waves. Interesting thumbnail that she put up. I think it was hysterical. But go check out this show. Buck is amazing. We love Buck. We support Buck. So yeah, these are a lot of the people. And Janine did draw a card at the wee end of that. And I asked her about my pivoting into instructional design. And she said it's yes, but I have a male that I have to navigate very strongly around. I don't know in what context that is. If I land a job in a corporation and there's a guy that just doesn't see it my way, or I have to just respond a little differently. We'll see. Hang on. There's more. There's more. Every time there's music, guys, I gotta mute myself and mute the music. You are entering a new chapter. Something within you is shifting. Even if your circumstances haven't fully caught up yet, you may feel a quiet urge to change your routine, let go of certain habits, or move away from what no longer feels aligned. This new chapter often begins with discomfort and uncertainty, not because something is wrong, but because you're evolving. Hi, Gregory. Old patterns start to feel too small, and your intuition gets louder. You might notice new opportunities, clearer boundaries, or stronger sense of self beginning to form. Trust this process. You don't need all the answers right now. New chapters aren't about having control. They're about having the courage to step forward one honest choice at a time. Yes. Ah, my spiritual cachet. What's up, Gregory? So Allison did not necessarily craft today, but I did crafty craft yesterday. I made a business card holder, but also I was told that this can hold a phone. Let's take the little magnetic. Oh, it fits mine. Woo! It can hold the phone too, but it's a business card holder. It has gems inside. This has pyrite, copper, blue kyanite, white moonstone, tourmalated quartz. I use the same stones for all of them. Look, it's a heart one, and you could put a card in it. Woo! And another heart. And then I made a pendant, a necklace, and a blue kyanite one. And then a Scully. America the Beautiful. With a lot of shells in there. And then look, there's glasses and a happy face and a big, but the bottom has to be sanded down. And I need a belt sander for that. Scully. Patriotic Scullies. So I've been doing that. So like when you want to meditate around or with somebody, like if you look at the law of one, like Carla Ruckert and Don Elkins and the rest of that team, LL Research, They all had different modalities and things in common, but when Carla was starting to channel, like Ra came in with the hammer and said, like, you got to do it this way, right? Everybody meditates differently. Everybody's length of time to meditate is different. So you just have to, I mean, vetting people is great because you get to know who's gonna vibe with you and who isn't. I didn't get to go to the gong bath on Saturday because of the weather, and I was just a little out of it. But those are people that I can vibe with. I can like lay down comfortably and close my eyes and not feel threatened or know that everything's going to be safe. The Stargate meditations that I've done, the same thing. You got to find people, and the only way to do that is by doing it and working around other people. Ah, interesting. Yes, Mars. I agree with that. I mean, you still need to self-discover to get the programming out of you and the narratives and all that nonsense that keep people like bound to one perspective. But also, it's about helping each other. And I'm not gonna lie, I lived in New York City. And a lot of those people that were homeless enjoyed it. Some of them really didn't mind it and didn't go with those outreach programs that are out there. Because I've asked a few of them, like I've gotten people buttered bagels and rolls and bananas and stuff from the store in the morning and given them water or like a Gatorade. And a lot of the people, like I asked them, I'm like, is this something that you like to do? Or, is there anybody helping you? And a lot of them are like, yeah, people try, but I like this. This is like a lifestyle I'm cool with. Cool, right? There's some people that don't want to get out of that mindset. But at least it's, the help is attempted. Long before you learn to adapt, to shape yourself to fit what was expected of you, you already had a way of being, a way of seeing, a way of responding, a sense of what felt right before it was explained, corrected, or reshaped. That didn't come from anywhere else. It was already there. And over time, it gets covered, adjusted, influenced by what's accepted, what's allowed, what keeps things moving without disruption. But it never actually leaves. And when things begin to fall away, the distractions, the attachments, the people, the patterns that keep you occupied, it can feel like something is being taken from you, but it isn't. It's what made it harder to hear yourself being removed. Because underneath all of that, there's something that hasn't changed, something that doesn't need to be rebuilt or figured out, only recognized. What felt like an ending was a clearing of everything that wasn't yours to carry forward. What remains is what always was. Absolutely, Ashmaya. Like I said, I worked in an area where there was a lot of homeless people that converged. When in New York under these buildings, right? They do have scaffolding a lot. And when a big apartment complex or a big building does work, a lot of the homeless start to shelter underneath those scaffoldings. And when you're walking by and someone has like a sign like help me feed my pet, or they just like give you a compliment, and right next to like 7-Eleven or one of the bodegas that are there, you go and get yourself breakfast or a drink, and you have the extra money and you give it to them. And that's where a lot of my conversations with a lot of them have happened. Um, and ask them, the ones that are sane. I'm not talking about the ones that are not here. There are a lot of those. A lot. But a lot of them reject the help for whatever their reasoning is. But at least, and you're right, it's offered. A lot of people that are in that state choose to be there, and some are not. Some people don't choose that. It's just life fell really hard on them, and there was no. This is another problem that I'm seeing in society, because I've been in the same boat in a similar sense, not being homeless, but coming close to that, finding the help. Sure, in New York, there is outreach programs. There are people that go to the street and talk to these people, but are what they're offering help for these people? Not all of them. And I think that's a part of where the problem becomes. They're not the people that are offering help, even though they're by organizations and stuff. If they really ask them the right questions, like, what kind of help do you need? And is it possible to, hey, call another organization that provides that help? But that doesn't exist. And if it does, it's in small intervals. Yeah. Yeah, it is fear. It is fear. Um, and outside of a city, because in New York, from my perspective and my experience living there and working in Manhattan for a long time, it's a culture. It's a culture that is very much developed. Um, Obviously, you don't want to see teenagers on the street, but a lot of these teenagers choose the drugs and choose an alternative lifestyle from what their parents gave them, and they're fine living out of the garbage heap. I don't agree with it, but again, source experiencing itself through every type of dynamic that's out there is a thing. Um, the problems that come into help is that you're still putting them in a structure that they are rebelling against. If it's job training, it's in specific areas and not the one that they most likely will thrive in. If it's in the area of like housing, they crowd people into apartments. It's not like you get your own apartment. They're crowding you in, and a lot of people don't want that. Like, I'd rather live outside in my own space, even though it's public property and city. I still have my little cocoon over here that makes them feel safer than being in an apartment and all their shit gets ripped out. Um, if we can all individually for our own selves, like, hey, how can I help you? And there be some kind of way to help in steering them into the right direction for whatever they need. great. Right. And it's about the offering. I literally, when I moved from New York to here, I tell everybody this all the time. My mom, because she had two dish sets of china, because she had a kosher set and a regular set for guests. Some of my family members were very kosher and needed their own different weird thing in Judaism. At moving, I only took one set and the one that I wanted, because what do I need all this china for? I'm one person. And even if I had a family or growing a family, I'm sure they're coming in and I want my own. Like between me and the person I marry, like, oh, I don't like that. Let's just do whatever. China. I don't need that stuff. I put it out on Facebook, and I got a message from a woman who's like, I don't have a car, I have luggage. I come with my daughter to pick it up? And I was like, yeah, no problem. And I gave her a price. She gets there and I'm looking at her and her daughter with this luggage. And I'm like, well, what are you eating off of right now? And she goes, literally napkins. I said, get the fuck out of here. Take it. I don't want your money. You could use that money and buy food. Put food on the plate. And her daughter put all whatever they could fit into their luggage and literally walk back to the bus stop. I'm not going to take money from people that have less than I do. Get out of here. There is no way. And it's not somebody playing a role, and I didn't see it resold on the internet. Like, she showed me pictures of her living situation. It was not pleasant. Here's some nice china. Enjoy it. I had so much furniture and stuff that got destroyed, but I did put it out there for like either next or nothing, or like, give me your circumstances. That's what we need to do. You can't force anybody to take anything, and you can't force anybody to, if you can offer it. That's about it. And I think a lot of us are on that path of like, we offer and we give when we can, and if it's accepted, great. It doesn't harm us to do it. You know, for myself, right. And at that point in my life, Mars, I literally lost just about everything, and I was about to move, and I could only move so much. I couldn't afford a big truck, and I just did what I had to do. And I rather have helped and given them what I had that didn't hold value to me. You know, but I still needed money, because I was at that point, I was 97 pounds, emaciated, and not really eating. That's the point where I was at. And you could see that on this channel for 4 years ago when I started it. I was tiny. Little thing. Not by choice. Circumstance. I know what it is to fall on your face. I've done it multiple times. I know what it is to be in that situation. But the help that is there, it's like in the need, You gotta find it, and it's not easy to find. And that, I think, is the biggest problem. There's so many people saying, well, there is help. Okay, direct me to it, because it's not known knowledge to everybody. That is one of the biggest problems, I think, that as a society we have. If there is help to help others, whether they choose to take that help or not, it's finding it. It should be accessible. It should be out there for anybody to find, and it isn't. Like, a lot, moving out here and finding out that I can get energy assistance, I had no idea. I don't know what I'm entitled to and what I'm not. That's a problem. Why isn't this no knowledge? Right. The bottom of our country. So I'm seeing this here. The people in Gary, Indiana, the people in Albany, Georgia, and some facets of New York City, it doesn't matter where, look dilapidated, abandoned buildings. They're across this at least the United States. It's across the United States. There are these towns that people then come in and bulldoze it all down and then charge $500,000 for a house, instead of making it affordable to the people that were already there. They're buying up the land and then reselling it, and these people have nowhere to go. That's where the real problem becomes an issue. Yeah, so you don't want to see, who wants to live below Gary? It is not as scary as people expect. There are $1 million homes along the beachfront. In the same breath, there are areas that don't have street lights. There's potholes in the streets. Not ever, if the city were to do what it needed to do, it would refurbish and put things back, helping the people that are already there, not displacing them and throwing them out. That's the problem. They keep shifting people away instead of helping the people that have already been there. Instead of building something up and hey, like, we're going to clean this up, and here we're going to help you, and you keep what you already have. We can help upbuild it, and for the same price that you're paying now. Right? No one's saying not to, like, people need get scot off free, but if someone's paying rent in a dilapidated house, if someone were to, like, clean it up and help them out and just say, hey, just keep paying what you were paying before, that would be great, and revitalize the area and build it up, and people would want to move back in there. People would want to buy the house. People would want to go to the store up the block and have more infrastructure. Putting a fucking football stadium in Gary, Indiana, what kind of ridiculousness is that? No one is there to afford that fucking thing, let alone the roads. Hooey. No, I agree. But in the same regard, we choose these things to live and to learn. And some people still keep themselves in the mindset that they can never become. People don't empower themselves. It's really the elderly that we have to really take that into consideration because they already live their lives and most of them are on budgets. A lot of them are not able or capable to work. So it's not really giving back. It like how many millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions of dollars have been stolen from the American people, especially. We all know this. Taxes are fucking illegal. You get taxed on everything. Well, I'm a sovereign. Sure, when you go to the store, are you paying taxes? Yes, you are. You go out to eat, you're paying a tax. You die, you're paying a tax. Whatever industry you're in, you're paying a tax. You could be sovereign all fucking day long. You're still paying them. Unless you live on a plot of land that you don't owe anything to the federal government or to the state, and you're living la-di-da. You are making your own food, you are generating your own electric, and you're free as a whistle. Right, and that's the system we need to move away from. Yes, Ashmaya. Where we're all trying to, at least for myself, collapse the wave function is that a lot of this dissolves. And if people want to live in a system that they can create their own, if people want to be free and live on the land like a Native American and be in communities and build that up, I think that's great. There's a lot that's going to change in the next 15, 20 years. It's up to us to put the work in to make those changes. And what system are you feeding? If a lot of people are not cognizant of what they're feeding, it's going to perpetuate. But at least with the shift, we could choose better for ourselves, and that's all we can do. And that's why it's going to be a slow rollout, because a lot of us, like Mars, we want people to come in and enjoy what we're building. Absolutely. And it's appreciated. It's appreciated. I can't tell you how many letters I have written to Indianapolis about the data centers here that they're trying to put in, and the rate of like the illegal shit that goes on in my town. It's a mafia. And really, you have to look at this dichotomy that we have. These towns, these corporations, and all the things that are wherever you live. Everybody's hand is in each other's pockets. Here, Amazon, here's free land, build, give jobs to people, but at like $7.25. Basics. They're not paying their lot of land. Why Indiana allows this, why the towns allow this, is beyond my sense of scope. I am hoping in the next 5 years, I look at other places and move and get the hell away from here. I love it here, but at the same time, I don't want to be near a data center. I don't want to be around high energy bills and a monopoly taking over a region. I should have options. Their hands are all dirty and their hands are all in each other's pockets. And then they tell you, no, no, we're not. The system, the whole fucking thing has to go down. And I think after things are dealt with a little better. Hi, Strawberry. We could choose a state that has what we want. Because I think Articles of Confederation are coming back into play very soon. Easter. I got to see Little Thor. Little Thor came for Easter. It was the cutest thing ever. I did a lot that day, didn't I? Okay, who wants to see cute little Thor on Easter? Look at this little face with the little eyeball. Look at that. Little man came. Absolutely, Mars. Look at his face. How cute. See, that's a pole in the back that has it's good for birds. It's Little Thor and my very old windows that don't clean very well. Who's here? It's Little Thor. And it's Freya girl. Little Thor. Yay! Who's here? It's Little Thor. Yay! I gotta get a better emoji for Little Thor. Yeah. No, Mars, it all has to collapse. But in the meantime, it's thinking about instead of like, oh, I gotta collapse the system, we have to already have established some sort of understanding of what collectively we all want in place. And a lot of people don't think. We just like in the now moment, this has to collapse. Okay, but what is coming? What needs to be put in place? And that's really where I'm coming from, where I'm like, I want to collapse the wave function for a better. Yeah, sure, this has to be dealt with. The system has to fucking fall. Everything is corrupt in some aspect. Education, and that's kind of where I'm wanting to do instructional design, because eventually I'm going to be taking the reins and like shifting that dynamic in a whole new direction. Hi, Chords. And that's where my forward thinking comes from when looking at where I'm at in superposition and where I'm merging with. It's not fancifully saying, oh, I want everybody to be prosperous and abundance. Like, it takes work to get to this point. It's the awareness that we got to put structure in after the fall of this dichotomy and this dynamic and have something structured in place. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be what everybody agrees upon. Something better than what we have needs to be in place, and without manipulation, without power over others. And of course, you're going to need somebody to be the leader or a spokesperson or a group of people, but everybody needs to be held accountable. Do we want, I hate that word, democracy? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everybody does. I a lot of and trust me, there's a lot of people with your thinking. I know this for a fact. But that's your role in this realm. You're here to confront the bullshit and to like knock it down. And there's some of us who are transmuting it to make the way for the future. And in the same moment, in the same breath, I am doing what I can in my awareness to at least have some sort of impact. I've been to town council meetings, I've been to other types of meetings, I've rallied, I've stood on the picket fence, I've walked over the Brooklyn Bridge in protest. Like I've done a lot of these things to be a one amongst many voices, written letters to the president, to many other agencies. It's just my energy putting out there. There are some of us who are forming in linearity the new system, which it's still a moving piece. It hasn't been defined yet, but we're working on it energetically to say, hey, once this shit show gets rolling, we need something to move into. Everybody has their role. That's why a lot of us are here. We volunteered to be here for this moment, for this downfall to happen. We're here to witness it. But some of us are here to structure the coming. Yes, and I want to keep hope that enough people start having more aha light bulb moments, wake up, and when not waking up, but just being more consciously aware of what fuckery is happening around you, no matter what political stance you take or what religious stance you take, you're being fucked in some way. Period. We all know this. Is to some extent and level, all of us are being fucked and screwed in some form or fashion. There are a group of collective of people like yourself that are here to take the shit down. There's some of us who are doing both ends. We're doing the ping pong match, like we're trying to take down that, but we're here and then we're over here, right? We got to have forward thinking, but also take it down. And that's what the shift is about. Having more awareness that no matter what, and that's the unity consciousness a lot of us need to like embrace. Like it doesn't matter what political party you are aligned with or religion or view, you're being screwed. Now let's go take it down. But it's the truth. We're all being screwed. At some point in venture of this living life, you're being screwed. All of us are. Now, how do we outwit the program is what's coming next. How do we live until the shift, the calm down, the crumbling of this mechanism that is not working for us? How do we shift, pivot, navigate into what's coming next? It is. It is. It is a Chinese finger trap. It is. There really is no one, two, or three. There's billions of solutions. I don't know collectively. I mean, what my mission here is to gather enough people to say, hey, that we need to consciously think differently. We need to pivot. We need to outwit the system. We need to be like Neos, understanding we are the system and we can manipulate it and we can shift and change it slowly. And it is happening, not as quickly as some of us would like, but that's okay. At least it's it's happening. Um I don't know if anybody heard that. Spirit? Maybe. I don't know. Hmm. Ooh. A divine hidden order upholds all in perfect equilibrium. Coherence is how the universe remembers itself. When waves fall into harmony, structure appears. When rhythm stabilizes, form emerges. When resonance holds, complexity becomes possible. Atoms cohere into lattices. Fields cohere into stars. Cells cohere into bodies. Thoughts cohere into meaning. Nothing is forced into order. Order arrives when oscillation agrees with itself. Disruption isn't evil. It is simply information seeking resolution. Every system listens for the note that allows it to rest. When it finds that note, it organizes accordingly. The work of our time must shift from domination of matter to attunement to power, pattern. This is how the world will be healed from their perspective. Transformation isn't addition, it's revelation. You didn't become more. You removed what was never you. The science showed cells hold frequency. Nervous systems broadcast it. Reality responds to it. The practices revealed. Regulation is the foundation. Embodiment is the path. Sovereignty is the destination. But the deepest truth, you're always this, always whole, always sovereign, just covered by conditioning, trauma, dysregulation. The embodied frequency didn't make you something new. It helped you remember what you always been. This is transformation, not becoming revealing. My goodness, guys. I got a little crafting semi done. Semi. Not directly. April 7th isn't random. The truth is getting harder to ignore. Today carries a deeper, more intense energy as the moon moves through Scorpio, the sign that reveals what's hidden beneath the surface. You may feel more sensitive, more intuitive, or more aware of something you've been trying to ignore. This isn't meant to overwhelm you. It's meant to show you the truth. The emotions, the patterns, the unspoken dynamics in your life are becoming clearer, not louder. Pay attention to what feels different today, to what no longer sits right the way it used to. This isn't overthinking. This is your intuition asking you to finally see things as they are. Oh, thank you, Sparky. Collective world. I'm in agreement with that, Alessandra, for sure. Goodness sakes. We're always becoming. I'm not done with my journey in tuning my nervous system, for sure. I'm not. And that's a forever process. We just got to be cognizant that we need to empower ourselves to take the reins of our lives and take control. We given our power away by patterning and navigating this world far too long. And we still have to play the game of Monopoly. We still have to be in the game. It's why we chose to be here. But what was not expected was some of us was here to rewrite how the game is played. And that is a lot of what a lot of us are here for, is to structure a new world, to structure what we want it to be. And that's going to look different for each and every one of us. But I think a lot of us can be in agreement to certain things that would better shape reality, society, and humanity as a whole. We're all going to agree to disagree on certain things. And that's the beauty of this density. You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to have your thoughts. They're not just yours. All of you do it. All of you do it. We are here to rewrite the story. A lot of us came down here to do it. And it's the next generations that come after that are going to play it out for us. We are the builders of the new world. Whatever that looks like to you, whatever perception you hold of that. There's no right or wrong. But I know a lot of us feel that change needs to be now. And it's starting to happen. This is the planetary alignments are showing you the collapse is happening. April is the speed through month. We're on April 7th already. How is my birthday next Thursday? Not this one, next week. How? As we keep, if I keep emphasizing this because I want you guys to take into account. I view time illusory, linear. Yes, we got clocks. We're bound to time. I get that, but I don't live necessarily in time. How is it already April 7th? And it keeps going faster and faster and faster. Has anybody else noticed that? It's sped up. Jeez Louise. It's mind-boggling. I can't put it into words sometimes how I'm looking at the walls of this house and being like, how am I already here almost 4 years? Ow. Well, it's 3, but it feels more than that. I don't even feel like I'm home. It's bananas. So this happened in the last 48 hours. And we got that one light spike going down. And it's still in the grid arena. We had a blackout today. What would that mean, Allison? It's a time dilation. The still lots of purging happening within all of us. It's batshit crazy. Batty, 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 batty. Time sped up and there's time dilations. That's a time dilation. That's a blip in the glitch. You can call it a glitch. You could call it whatever you want to. Time has sped up for so many people, and others it's so super, super slow. It's a matter of perception, but I know for a vast majority of us, like my days are going way quicker than I would like it to. Sometimes I do like things to slow down for a bit so I can catch my breath. Coursework and doing my artwork. I love getting lost into it, but then like at the same time, like I'm bound to shit. It'd be great to just do my work and not be bound by time. And I wouldn't have to worry about my needs. That would be great. I still got something over here. Crazy. Big man, I had my paintbrushes out. Look, I had my whole cup of paintbrushes out. I got a little Indiana and over there that I need to paint. I didn't paint. But you know what? I got creations done. I gotta do more, which I'm gonna do in a little bit. I'm gonna get off in a little bit. Because I still gotta do some coursework. I know. That's a sick part. It's sick. Like today feels very fast, like it's speed lightning. And usually Tuesdays are my rougher days at work, big time, because I have a lot of kids. And what my pair this morning, um, her tire blew out on the highway, which I'm like thankful she's alive. Um, and she came to work really late, but I'm just happy she's alive. But this morning was nuts. Um, I clocked in over 10,100 plus steps. That's a lot. For my little crow deck here, we have harmony. Seek balance in all aspects of your life. Harmony will bring you peace and stability. Caw, caw. Creativity. Express creativity through imagination and innovation. Add joy and originality to your life. Dreams. Pursue dreams with passion and determination. They inspire growth and achievement. Choo-choo. Messenger. Pay attention to signs and signals around you, or you might miss something important. Well, I got the choo-choo train coming through. Choo-choo. I choose you. Ralph Wiggum. I like that deck. I do. No! Everything is falling. Everything is falling. And this is coming off. Whee! I'm a mess, and I'm okay with that. There we go. So tomorrow's weather, it's 36 in the morning and 66 in the afternoon. And then Thursday, some rain. And then Friday, an enormous amount of rain. And Saturday is nice, and then Sunday rain. Monday, Tuesday. My birthday, it's gonna rain. It's a Thursday. I could care less. Every day it's raining. Every day it's raining. Yeah, jingles. Jingle, jingle. No surprise. Feel like we got this card the last time I read. Hertho. Look at the white kitty. Yes, we did. Container cup. This rune card suggests the revelation of secrets or hidden knowledge. You could soon receive important information or learn something that sheds light on a situation that has frustrated or confused you. There will soon be a significant revelation of some kind, but the most likely resource of that revelation will be from the intuitive wisdom already within. within you. Drawing this card could be a sign that you would benefit greatly from taking some time out to meditate and become more attuned to the still, calm voice within that knows what is in your best interests. In addition, it could also be a warning that you are being distracted from what really matters by external or material forces. What is external can never bring you fulfillment. Within you is all the magic, mystery, excitement, and knowledge that you need for a rewarding and successful life. Kitties, too! I'm sad we didn't have a Freya bomb. And absolutely, the other day when I did Blavatsky, Freya came right after I stopped the video. She bombed. I was upset. My cards fell and they didn't fall gracefully. I hope Little Thor comes this week and not just that one day. Show it. We get this card a lot too. Look what these cards. It's not just a business. This won't fit, but they do fit my other cards. Those do fit some decks. Tooth shifties. We have the beatitude of sacred rapture. Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is how Spirit sees you. So when you connect with Spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. You're also less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. What vision of yourself or others do you either cling to or free yourself from? How might you choose either encourage or impede soul awakening? When life is tough, you can admire the courage it takes to grow. There is a compliment inherent in being allotted life challenges. If you or another are battling something, you can choose to feel awe and respect rather than fear and despair. Rapture is a state of intensity, pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and sacred. It's not only a personal experience, but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity. This is the kind of joy that is generous, soulful, without reason or agenda, and delightfully contagious. It's a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. It tears us out of our misery and despair and plugs us into an electrical current of enlightenment. The darkness is cleared in an instant. Everyone, hang on. Allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who is growing ever more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings, always. Yes. Ping. I want that. So before I get off, if anybody is in the Northwest Indiana area, Trinity Healing Center of Northwest Indiana is where I will be this Saturday from 10 to 4, vending with amazing people. A lot of awesome people will be at that market. If you're in the area or close by, come check us out. I love those hosts of people. Please make sure you go into my link section because there is a plethora of people to discover, explore, subscribe to, and support, not just Allison. For sure. This stuff is in my store. Go check out my website, AllyKatCreations211.com. And if any of you are interested, hang on tight, hang on. Allison's losing her zoomies. If anybody's interested in sharing your kitty cat, pet, or self, and don't mind it being AI'd, The Adventures of Freya and Lil Thor, the superhero cats. This is in its infancy right now. We got a team of animals and kitty cats, dead, passed on and transcended and alive, that are all here ready to be shared in the publication. You can be a part of it now or later, it's up to you, but make sure, if you are interested, to email me a picture of yourself or your animal. More than happy to have you come aboard and be a part of the love bubble. And it will be once I get it done and I can get it published and out there, you'll be a part of the book if you want to. That's up to you. But it's more for me and for you guys to have a little book of a memory of Little Thor and Freya and the adventures that they go on. I'm hoping it takes off, and You know, it's the idea behind it is to have the cats go through adventures, but like going through spiritual topics that can help a child get more acquainted to themselves and not be so afraid of what's happening. But I really do thank each and every one of you for showing up, for being a part of this channel, being a part of the community. Thank you so much. Everybody who contributes in the chat, it's not just about what I say. Your words matter. Your comments matter. You're adding to the complexity of conscious expansion. So thank you. We're not here to fight. We're here to love, and everybody's perspective is welcomed. The only thing I don't tolerate is trolls and people that just write disgusting shit in my chat. You can go by Felicia over there. Yeah, the big meanie, send me, email me, and my email's in the link section. After this live is over, I upload everything and they'll be there. But any other videos that I have currently out there has my link section. My email is there. Email me pictures, and then I'm going to put it in AI and make them a caricature or a cartoon. And then they get to be a part of the adventures. So little Freya and little Thor are going to go through a Stargate, and they're going to portal to Ashmaya in Ireland, and they get to say hi to her kitties. And then they're going to portal through to heaven, where a lot of our fur babies are over the Rainbow Bridge. And then there's going to be some people that they're going to, Freya and little Thor are going to portal to Utah to see Scott. And then they can portal to Auntie Amy in Oklahoma. So they're going to be portaling everywhere and going on adventures. And you guys are more than happy to send me pictures, and oh boy. Wow, I get pictures on my watch. That's kind of cool. Um, you guys get to be a part of the book and be a part of the adventure. You don't get anything besides your animals in a book and contributing to the fun. But I think it's a really cool idea to incorporate other people and friends and animals and spiritual topics that it's going to be written more for kids, but it's for anybody. And then maybe eventually I might do a coloring book with the kitties. We'll see. But thank you all for showing up tonight. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. Ground your energy, do what you can, do what you love to do, aspire to empower yourself to do better, make little changes each every day. I know sometimes that's hard when you have a schedule and it's kind of set, but like little things here and there make a difference. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulders, be the lighthouse, sprinkle and seed your truths, light that path forward. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or hype my YouTube channel. Any one of my videos, doesn't need to be this one. Make sure the bell icon is ringed so you know when I go live. Spirit is playing around. I never know when I get home when I'm going live. Like today, I went a little later than normal. I had a lot going on when I got home. Friday, no idea. But next Friday, before I leave, next Friday, hang on to your hats. Hang on to your hats. If you are a channel member, you get to be a part of my beautiful raffle. I have a raffle. This pyramid is up for grabs. It's on my kitchen table. I do apologize. I forgot to bring it down. But it's not this Friday, but next Friday. It's my special incarnation anniversary special. A day after. I'm giving away this pyramid. And there's other prizes for second and third place. If you are not a member, it's a $5 entry each time you want to put in your name. And I do a whole list and give you an assigned number. And then I get a number generator so we know I'm not lying to anybody. And it picks your number, you win. Or you win second place or third place. But these are the ways that you can enter the raffle. And if you're a channel member in the third dimension, you get one free entry. 40 gets two. But if you want more, it's $5. So if you're interested in winning this pyramid, it's a protection pyramid. It has shungite. This is black tourmaline. There's a lot of different gems in here, and it's up for grabs. Spirit, I have to go through a whole thing to figure out what Spirit wants, and this is the one it wanted. So if you're interested, this is my backyard. Go to my posts right here, and you'll find it. So until the next one, guys, have a blessed and beautiful night. Please be safe and be seen. Breathe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye.